Welcome to the No Clue Podcast. I am one of your hosts. I'm Tyler,
Mike.
and welcome back. Uh, so it's week 6 of the NFL, correct? Week 6
hmm
just ended.
Yeah.
Um, it's a weird place where teams are like just now starting to get hot. There's a lot of injuries. I think we're kind of seeing what weapons quarterbacks are going to start relying on, what weapons coaches are relying on for the rest of the season. Um, Is there any team that's like really standing out to you right now?
There's two teams that I wanted to kind of discuss in depth for why they're falling off.
Okay,
But I don't want to start with that. I'll tell you right now, Tampa Bay is cooking.
they're cooking. They look great. They look
And
great.
what's crazy is they look great while they're really injured.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're almost entering this weird point of like being too good.
Yeah.
Because now like the last third of their schedule is like there's like two Panthers games, there's a Falcons game, there's a Saints game. It's like all easy wins.
Yeah. Should be at
Maybe
least. Yeah.
maybe Panthers are okay, but like relatively easy for how good Tampa Bay has been.
Yeah. The Panthers, I wouldn't call them okay. But no, you're right. You're right. They should walk over, like, based on how they've been playing, they should walk over their division.
Like their upside is almost it's like too much.
You
Where
know,
they're playing great and they could be way better.
Evans being out is interesting because he's already kind of a low usage weapon. Like he's a low usage number one. Like he gets a lot of touchdowns, but he's not like a, you
Not that
know,
many receptions.
yeah, he's not like a force it to Evans kind of. He's not that kind of weapon. So him being out, I feel like was a easier transition than most teams' number one receiver being out because he doesn't really, demand the ball that much. He's just a we need a touchdown, that's who you go to, but he's not a force it to him all game kind of guy. But to your point, I mean, their division just doesn't look that great. I mean,
No.
Atlanta is kind of hot and cold. You mentioned Carolina, they're not good. The Saints are also
Not good.
kind of hot and cold, but pretty much not good. Um, they should have an easy time for the rest of the season. And then I guess the question is in those games where they do play the Bills or even the Steelers, like teams like that, do they get like how well do they get tested in those bigger games?
I'm
They already
very
got tested
curious.
against the Eagles and they lost, but
They got the
we got the
Lions coming up,
Rams,
if I remember.
Lions. Yeah, the Lions are
And
next.
that's interesting because the Lions are coming off a bad loss. So, like, that's going to be a competitive game for them.
Yeah, it will be. It will be. And I wonder what they can take from that loss. I mean, what the Bucks can take from the film of that loss. Because the Chiefs are kind of tough because you can't necessarily duplicate what Mahomes does. So
Yeah.
you like watching the film, can you do what they do? Probably not. So I wonder what they take from that film there.
I tell you, like, a lot of the hype, too, is around Baker. Uh, but, like, it's a little early to crown him MVP.
Hmm.
But the hype that's not getting enough, like, bro, Todd Bowles is pulling away with the coach of the year.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I mean, they got a new weapon missing every week, a new lineman missing every week, often multiple. They got secondary guys missing, linebackers, like every position I could think of, they got somebody missing.
They do. Yeah.
And they find a way to play well. They don't compromise who they are. Bro, Tampa Bay is in a really good spot.
They are. They are. They're winning the games they needed to win the beginning of the season, and they
They
could
are. I have no
coast.
issue with anybody considering them the favorite of the NFC right now.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. What's the other team you want to talk about?
Well, the two teams I wanted to talk about were both negative.
Oh, okay. Let me
but it's
talk
1 point, so it's kind of together.
talk one more positive. Um, the Patriots. Uh, Drake May is
Yeah.
like a revelation. Like he he is tough, man. I mean, yeah, I knew he was gonna be good, like just based off the hype, but I think he's exceeded even their expectations this year. Like, he's finding all the players. A lot of times with the younger, I wouldn't necessarily call him immobile, but he's definitely not mobile. Those kind of guys usually struggle to see the field and like balance out their receivers, and he does it so well at this stage of his career.
Yeah.
Um, and he just knows how to win games. He makes good gambles in games, which again is something that young quarterbacks don't do. I mean, it's only his second year. Uh, the way he can place the ball on receivers, he knows when guys are bigger than their defenders, and he just finds them. He looks great. I mean, really, 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 really good.
Yeah.
What have you noticed
And
from him?
this is kind of a similar situation, but in Tampa Bay, like Baker's proven. So him playing really well, you can't help but like be hyped about that.
Yeah,
Here, it's the same thing, but it's because Drake May is so young
yeah,
that you can't crown him like the next up because it's like I got to see it a little bit more at least this season.
mm-hmm,
But the clear cut credit that's again getting forgotten.
mm-hmm.
Vrabel is cooking.
Yeah, he is
Like, and this team
back at his
has
old team.
yeah, and but the difference is like that they did the same thing with the guy before,
Mm-hmm,
but like the poise didn't come back. Like the leadership that Belichick had didn't come back.
mm-hmm.
Now you see it like a lot of their let's say players with a strong personal life are focused on football.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see them,
Mm-hmm.
they're locked in every game. They have a clear game plan. They have like quick
Yeah.
options for their quarterback. They don't have a fucking random like coordinator that doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this team has cleaned up like little things to get back to just getting better, just
Yeah,
building a good foundation.
and I expect them to have a really good record towards the end of the season too. I mean, they have Titans next, and the Browns, and the Falcons, then the Bucks, which we just talked about, but then the Jets, the Bengals, the Giants. Who knows about that one? The Bills one more time, who they've already beaten. The Ravens, who look like they're struggling to hang on.
Yeah.
The Jets, and then the Dolphins, who throw games basically.
And I
So
think that Browns game in a couple weeks is like a true test for May. If Drake May can play well against the Browns, who like a lot of it's hard for quarterbacks to play well against them,
yeah,
like at that point, now the hype is really starting to get validated, and now you're looking at like what are they going to look like for the next couple years with this guy looking so good?
yeah. I'd say the Browns is a good test for their offense, and that Falcons game is a good test for their defense because Falcons last night they showed how many of their weapons can make really really big
Oh
plays
yeah,
in big moments. And we kind of like they've been an on paper team for like the last 3 years, like really good on paper. Like, hey, if this guy figures it out, this guy figures it out. So they're pretty explosive. So that would be a really good test for New England's defense, especially to have Tampa Bay the game after that.
yeah.
All
I'm
right, let's
excited,
let's
and
get
the
to the.
AFC looks a lot more open. Last point.
Oh, it does. It does. Definitely does. Let's get to the negatives. I'm excited.
I mean, you mentioned them; they're falling apart, and
The Ravens.
yeah, they're one of them. And I wanted to make the point a couple weeks ago because with the Ravens, like they've been on the cusp of greatness for 4, 5 years now,
Basically, since Lamar's been in the league.
like half a decade. They've been on the
Yeah.
verge of greatness, and that first month of the season, like I'm really breaking my brain, struggling to figure out like you maintain, how can you remain so close and not figure out like what it takes to get over.
Yeah.
And like there's obviously a lot of argument for how talented like Lamar is and how talented the Ravens are. But you know what they don't
Mhm.
have? They don't have easy options. Like they
They
don't have
don't.
and this is like a big picture point that I'm going to make about another team, but they've been so good for so many years and their quarterback has no identity.
Mhm.
And it's mind blowing to me. Like, this is maybe like, I guess coaching is the theme of the episode for me. Like, how can John Harbaugh have a quarterback this good and constantly the decision is let's just fall back on how good this quarterback is?
Every game, it seems like let's just fall back on something. Sometimes it's
Bro,
Henry, sometimes it's Lamar.
bro, Mahomes came in and like immediately passed the GOAT eye test, and Andy Reid still doesn't leave games just in his talent's hands.
They run more than I even want them to run, and I'm a fan.
Their run game doesn't work, and they do it.
Yeah.
And this is really like, not only does your quarterback not have an identity, but now you as a team like can't adjust.
Mhm.
You've been playing the talent lottery and winning it for years, but you've not
Yeah.
established anything that now your talent isn't way above the rest of the league, and you look
Mhm.
foolish.
Yeah.
That to me is like Lamar is gonna kind of have, he's gonna be able to figure it out. He's gonna have a year like all the way to the end of his career. But John Harbaugh it's the
Yeah.
same shit every year.
Yeah.
Like nothing has changed. We're just like shoulder shrugging. It's like we're clearly good enough. How come we didn't win? Like it's just mind blowing to me.
Yeah, it almost feels like they're doing the same thing and waiting for everyone else to get worse instead of like them finding something to get better at. And I think some of the good teams, some of the teams that are trending upwards, like I would say the Bills are trending upwards. We just mentioned the Patriots are trending upward. They, how do I put this? It's not that they rely on their quarterback, but if their quarterback is good at something, you can like guarantee they're gonna do it. And like for
Yes.
instance, like Josh, if there's a short yardage for the first down, Josh is running it. Like everyone knows, everyone in the arena knows Josh is just gonna power through your line to get to the first down. I never know what the Ravens are gonna do. Like I don't know what their bread and butter is to what you said. I mean, we
Exactly, bro.
everyone knows the Eagles' bread and butter. Everybody knows the tush push. Everybody knows if they have like a close third down, they're giving it to Saquon and they're just going to trust whatever he does. He's going to jump over some guys. Like Henry, I'm not really confident. I think they kind of thought they could be confident in Henry, and then they're realizing throughout the season that that's not the case. And really, they realized it last season that it wasn't the case, even though he had pretty good numbers. But you never know when he's going to get hurt. Sometimes I think they're too afraid of Lamar getting hurt.
Yeah.
When there's times like, hey, Lamar, if it's not there, 1, 2, 3, just run it, man. Like everyone who watches the games can see, like that's the best option. But he'll wait, he'll get sacked, he'll wait too long, he'll force it to somebody. So yeah,
I'll
it's a
give you
disconnect, man.
and I'll give you a perfect comparison, a basketball comparison for Lamar. Uh,
Okay.
is Jason Tatum. Like
Okay. I like it.
the ability to do everything you want. He got it. Like he's capable. He's shown it. He's done it at a high level in critical moments. Like we've seen it. But
Yeah.
when, like you said, like in the critical moment, I have no idea what that's going to look like. And it could be a complete disaster.
Yeah.
Again, it's like
Yeah.
you have your skill set is so massive, you can do everything, but you have to focus, like you have to focus that.
Yeah.
And that, like Tatum, in some ways, and obviously basketball is different, but like in some ways, Tatum has had to condense his bag to kind of have something he could turn to definitively.
Mhm.
Lamar, we've seen none of that from Lamar. And in
Yeah.
football, I'm sorry, like I have to look at the coach, like, what the fuck are you calling? That
Mhm.
we're worried about you picking up three yards on a third down. Like that's
Yeah.
embarrassing to me.
Yeah. With probably the most overall athletic team in the league.
That to me, it's like if Lamar has a go-to and it gets shut down, so be it. But we're not like
Yeah.
we're 5 years into a being almost a dynasty, and we don't have a go-to. We don't have a quarterback identity. We don't have a team identity now.
Right.
And the team I wanted to connect it to, who is going through the same problem, but their results are different, is the
Mhm.
Chargers. And
Mhm.
my point, it's funny enough, like a few weeks ago, my point would have looked worse because they were still playing relatively well, but they've been steadily falling off the last few weeks.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with the Chargers. Like, obviously, it's a smaller scale with Herbert, but not for
Mhm.
everybody. A lot of people
Mhm.
put Herbert on a ridiculous pedestal similar to Lamar.
Yeah.
And my thing is, like, again, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 10. Yeah, I believe Herbert could get it. I have no fucking idea what it's going to look like.
Nope. Are you
Like, and
connecting them because they're brothers?
no. It's totally different for coaching because he's in year 2. Like the Chargers are just
Yeah.
emerging.
Yeah.
I was given the Ravens a ton of leeway 3 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
But 3 years have gone on and things haven't changed. It's again, if the Chargers in 3 years are still making excuses for why Herbert can't close a game,
Mhm.
like at that point, it's you're doing the same thing. It's insanity.
Or why he just can't find guys sometimes. I'm like, it's just so weird. Like he's another one they show the replay and you see a bunch of guys open. You're like, well, what happened there?
Yeah. How does he not
Yeah.
have a? Again, it's a go-to. Like Baker,
Yeah.
Baker has a quick sideline route all the time. Jaden
Mhm.
Daniels has a quick sideline route all the time. He has a tight end over the middle all the time.
Yep.
Like the routes are the same. Football's not that complicated that you can't figure something out to try new things.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
that's
I
why I
mean,
wanted to talk
even
about the two teams because they should be
yeah,
so much better than they are.
they should be. And I've been a Herbert hater on the pod for basically since he's been in the league. But I don't doubt that the team should be good. Like when we came on here at the beginning of the season, I thought this was going to be like one of the best teams in the league. But I mean, their record says they are, but the eye test doesn't.
No.
I
The
mean,
eye test for the Chargers is not good.
and even though the record is good, the games that they're close in, they have no business being that close in. Like they shouldn't have only beat the Broncos by 3. They shouldn't have had Tua to basically throw the game away, 3 interceptions and still only beat them by 2.
Yeah.
Like this is not like it's just not it.
It's
Um
very similar to the
yeah.
Ravens where there's all this talent and it's Herbert putting on the cape all the time.
Mhm.
Like
And he's
with the
not really
Chargers,
a cape kind of player.
bro, last year both of these teams were running over their opposition.
Yeah.
And now we have to remind them to run the ball. Now we're questioning whether like Derrick Henry's reliable. Like that in itself is like frustrating to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Like there's teams who have running backs. I don't even know their names. They're not asking if they could trust them. You have to have a run game.
Mhm.
It's just I just don't get it. I don't get why both coaches can't find a balance for their quarterbacks.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it either. I mean, I wish I could understand it, or I don't even know what they need to do differently. I just know what they're doing
That's
now is not good.
that's the thing with the Ravens. Like it's just I don't know because it's been years of this.
And they already have it. It's not like they're missing anything. They have it. They just don't do it. That's what makes it more difficult. Okay. Any other teams you want to talk on before we get to NBA?
Um, I feel like there was something, but I can't think of it in the moment. I don't think so. No.
Um, I do want to say real quick, the Steelers look really good. I mean, they haven't really played anybody yet. I mean, I think they're so far. I think their schedule this whole season is kind of is pretty light. But I mean, they beat the Jets, lost to the Seahawks, beat the Patriots, beat the Vikings, beat the Browns. They got the Bengals, the Packers, the Colts,
Big
Bengals.
Packer. I want to see that Packers game.
Yeah, that would be a good one. But Rodgers is playing good. He's not playing fantastic, but their defense is just absolutely suffocating. I mean, their defense is just elite. I don't really hear a lot of people talking about it, but to me, I mean, based on what I've seen, they have easily a top 5 defense in the league. And Rodgers just they get field position anytime. And Rodgers, I mean, you get Rodgers within the 40-yard line, he's gonna score. So like they've been able to find that balance with their offense and defense, and they just look good and they're fun to watch. Fun to watch. Their running game is really good.
Yeah,
Um,
and again, sticking
yeah,
with the theme, bro. Rogers found a coach he respects.
yeah,
Like to me, I
yeah, he
haven't
does.
seen the Steelers as much as you yet, but like Rogers just playing like a vet.
Hmm.
If that's like if I would have been confident in seeing that before the season, I'd have told you, oh, the Steelers are gonna be fine.
Yeah,
They're gonna walk
yep.
into the play, especially with the Ravens and Bengals falling off, not knowing how to structure a team around a good quarterback. Apparently, uh, they're
Hmm.
in the driver's seat, similar to Tampa Bay.
And they picked up all these scrap defenders that I don't know why teams dropped, like Patrick Queen, Jalen Ramsey, Darius Slay on the like these guys were like amazing defenders on their other teams. I mean,
Yeah,
they're old, but they're still very, very good. And then obviously with TJ Watt, who's just a monster. Um, yeah, their defense is tough. They're a lot of fun to watch, actually. And
like bro, walking
never
into the
found Rodgers fun to
playoffs,
watch.
Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers are on the same page. I'm sweating preparing for that game.
Yes,
Like even if I'm
absolutely.
Kansas, if Kansas City has to play them in the opening round, I would not be like, oh, we got this. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, yeah, yep. Um, Last we have to talk about, man, the dynamic duo for the New York Giants. Have to, because they just worked the Eagles, made the Eagles look
Yeah,
trash.
yeah, they did.
Dart and Scatterboo. I mean, like, I don't have like a whole lot of deep dive because Dart's only played 2 games, only started 2 games. Um, but he looks good. He has a lot
It,
of swag to him.
yes,
He's
man.
fearless.
And they're immediately
Uh,
establishing kind of what we talked about, like tendencies, go-tos, things that he's comfortable with, things that the team like
yeah,
when we need 3 to 5 yards, we're going to this every time, and it's going to work.
yeah,
They're quickly
yeah.
developing that. I like what I'm seeing from the Giants.
Scatterboo is gonna have a lot of head injuries
Oh my
because he
god,
just
bro!
dives
He,
right into the defense.
he plays like I played Madden as a kid, where it's I'm just hit sticking every time.
He goes right into their chest head first. And Dart is just smooth. Like smooth is like the only adjective I could think for him. He's smooth. Whether it's the passes, I haven't seen him make a whole lot of tough passes, but he's finding open guys. He knows when to run, when not to. Um, they look good, man. They're firing on all cylinders right now. The last 2 games, but um, Russell came in the game last game and threw the worst pass maybe of his career, like straight into the dirt.
He's got some bad ones.
It was really bad. And then um like you could hear the whole crowd so happy when Dart came back. Like Dart just got hurt for one play, and when he came back, the crowd
Yeah.
was cheering so loud, like yes.
Bro,
Yeah. Anyway,
Dable's about to get in trouble from the NFL because he was arguing with the with the fucking doctor.
yeah,
That story is
which was
hilarious. Like him pressing the fucking doctor to get him out here.
yeah.
And I think he said like, no, I was actually apologizing to him. Like, I have so much respect for the process. Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Saw that Russell
Um,
Wilson pass and fucking lost your mind. I would have too.
no, they after Russell threw the pass, they showed him running back to that tent where Dart. They showed Dable running to
I
the
gotta,
tent,
I
like
gotta
whoa,
triple
whoa,
check,
whoa.
Doc. Doc, tell me again. Is his head okay? Like,
Yeah, yeah. He did the how many fingers am I holding up? Real quick. Yeah. Um. Anyway, all right. That's it for football. We'll get more into the other teams because a lot of other
yeah,
teams are really just kind of in limbo right now.
yeah, and
Almost
it's
every
exciting. In a month, the NFL picture could look almost totally different.
Yeah, yeah, and like half of the league, or like 70% of the league, is at like 500 right now,
Yeah,
or
bro. There's a
500 or
lot of the 500
40.
teams I think are gonna pull away with wins. I think some of the above
Yeah,
500 teams are gonna slip up.
yep, yep.
It's so
And a
embarrassing,
lot of
bro.
teams getting their
Jets.
injuries
You mentioned
out of the way.
the positive and negative. Giants are having a ton of fun and the vibes are great. Jets, we can't get a
Yeah,
win. Like
they're
we can't.
bad.
The rest of the league could get a fucking win, and the Jets can't.
They're really, really bad, really bad. And it's kind of weird because their offense isn't always bad. At least doesn't always look bad, but their defense is just easy pickings. It looks like for a lot of these teams, easy pickings.
I'm done with Fields. I mean, I don't know why the Jets signed up for that shit.
Yeah, as a starter, I don't know why they like committed to him.
Like, who was
And
asking
might
for
as
him to
well
get
went with
another
Zach.
chance?
No clue.
Like, I just
No
don't get
clue.
it.
Yeah, I don't know what they saw that they was like, hey, let's build the team around this moving forward. I
God,
didn't
man,
see it.
they're just. It's just sad. That's all it is. I really don't even know what else to say about it.
Anyway, all right, NBA. The NBA preseason is almost over. Well, it's like halfway over. Have you noticed anything interesting so far in the preseason? Before we get to our preseason awards picks, have you noticed anything from the preseason highlights of games that you watched? I
Nothing
actually
in
caught a couple games.
particular. I've mostly seen highlights. No, nothing stood out to me so far.
Yeah, and it was a lot of the I mean, everyone knows preseason is a lot of the younger guys are getting their runs in and getting some, speed of the game adjustments and stuff like that. Um I caught the Denver game. I want to say it was Denver versus the Clippers. And Denver's going to be tough, man. They're going to be so tough. I mean, we already knew this, but Valachunas, like seeing Valachunas out there with them with the second unit, which for years now they haven't had like a real post up center in the second unit. And I mean, shout out to DeAndre Jordan. He's not bad, but he really wasn't even their second unit center. Like they would go small ball before they put him out there at center. And also, Valanciunas is a much better passer, kind of a more active rebounder than DeAndre Jordan. Um, Hardaway Jr., Bruce Brown's back. Both of them went over in the game, but it's just like they were just finding weapons and moving the ball without Jokic out there so well that it was. I thought it was pretty impressive. Um, the Clippers, aren't necessarily the most dangerous defense to get some practice against, but they're really athletic and they showed it a lot in that game. Derrick Jones Jr., John Collins were running and dunking all over the place. Brooke Lopez was shooting half court threes. So I say all this to say I'm not surprised at all how the Clippers look. They look just as wacky as we thought they would look. Um, and the Nuggets look even more elite because their ball movement got an upgrade, and the upgrade was at center, not at point guard. So that's all.
Yeah. And it makes
Uh,
sense with how they all the guys they got. It just everybody makes so much sense.
yeah, yeah, and all the guys move better. I mean, Cameron Johnson moves a lot better than Michael Porter Jr. He's a great spot up player. He's a great cutter. I mean, Michael Porter Jr. is a great shooter, but just the moving without the ball, being in the right spots. Like Cam Johnson gets to the short corner really well. He kind of was in the dunker spot sometimes where Gordon normally is when Gordon came out, and that worked really well. Cam could get that little short pull up, pump fake, get to the paint. He uses his size. Um, yeah, they kind of look stacked because now they're like a legit 10 deep with Strother and Peyton Watson. They're a legit 10 deep. And Zeke Naji's, solid. So they're gonna be fun to watch. Very, very, very fun to watch. Uh any other storylines? What you think about the Giannis and Knicks rumor? Like that the Bucks and Knicks were trying to work something out for Giannis to go to the Knicks because Giannis wanted to go to the Knicks. You have any thoughts on
Yeah.
that? I feel like people
Um
blowing it out of proportion a little bit.
yeah, I mean, it's weird. Like the idea that Giannis wants to go to the Knicks is weird to me.
Hmm.
Because if it's like unless it's like a specific to New York thing, like there's not a basketball reason that it makes sense to like I got to get the fuck out of Milwaukee to go to the Knicks. Like that doesn't really
Yeah.
make sense to me.
Yeah, he said it was just to bring a championship to New York. That's what he said. I mean,
Yeah, he is. What's the word? I guess a little bit childish, so I shouldn't expect too much like deep thinking about it.
yeah, well, he's one of those guys who I think in his mind it doesn't really matter who he's playing with. Like
Yeah,
he'll go out there with Calathis and drop 40, 15, and 10. Like it doesn't matter who's really out there with him. I think that's his thought process, but I don't know if he really thinks about that in terms of like winning a championship. I just think he thinks as long as he's out there with some good players, they got a chance to win the championship. Not so much that as long as he's out there
I
with a
mean,
good
like
chemistry.
on paper, the I'm assuming Cat and Brunson stick around for like a big three.
Hmm.
That I would be love to see that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Giannis did the math, which I assume he didn't, but he would have like Cat would have had to be in the trade.
Yeah, because their
Like
depth is off. Like they don't have like a lot of options to for packages.
yeah, and Bridges because of his trade or because of his extension, he can't get traded till February. So
Mm.
even if they did do it, like to keep Brunson and Cat, they would have to wait till February because Bridges is the next highest paid player.
I
Which
don't know,
without
man.
Bridges, it's just kind of weird unless they get another guard in the trade, like
Like the Knicks are close with.
Gary Trent.
It's just weird because the Knicks are close with how they are. Giannis
Mm-hmm.
would uproot everything they are. You know what I mean? And it would
Yeah,
completely rediscover how Brunson could play with a guy like that, like how the role players fit with a guy like that. Their biggest problem
yeah,
was their depth is awful. Giannis doesn't fix that.
right. I agree. I agree. I don't think there's a scenario where
Just doesn't
he
fit.
doesn't damage the fit or damage the chemistry or the rotation like irreparably.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway,
I
all right.
want to see Milwaukee run it up at least half the season with Giannis to see if like there's something there.
I like their team. I mean, I don't know if it's the last iteration of it because from what people are saying that there's going to be like a major point guard market in the league right now because and I was going to have a longer talk about this. I'll save it for next pod, but there's a huge point guard shortage right now throughout the league because there's multiple good teams that are like
This is more than in the NBA,
glaringly
I'll tell you that.
yeah, it is. But there's a bunch of teams that are like glaringly missing a point guard. Like there's not one on the roster. And so I do think there's going to be a lot of trades like sometime in this season for guards. But I like I like the Bucks roster. I think it's kind of underrated. I think people are kind of hating on it. Maybe
Yeah.
not trusting Giannis enough, but I don't know. I think Gary Trent, Porter Jr., Gary Harris, um, I mean, obviously Kuzma, got Kuzma back. And Cole Anthony, I mean, I think that's a solid guard depth. But
And I like
it
no
is what it is. I mean,
expectations. So you're
yeah,
free to try stuff, free to mess with the rotation, free to give guys chances. I think we're gonna
yeah.
see. Like I'm excited for what's his name from Houston,
Turner,
Porter Jr. No, Porter Jr. is
Porter
like
Jr., yeah.
he's really gonna have to emerge as like a full time offense runner or like I don't
Yeah.
want to call it a point guard, but like he is gonna have to play it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I want to
Yep.
see that for the full season, for better or worse.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. And I think he was getting there before his situation. I do think he was getting there for Houston. He wasn't quite there, but that was also because Jalen Green kind of does
That's the thing.
him and Jalen
He's been
Green
in
were kind of a
situations
weird
where
mix.
like the commitment hasn't been able to focus on like just the type of player I want you to be.
Right.
It's
Right.
always like something extra there. But now it's like let's figure out how we can maximize what you're doing.
Yep. 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 All right. Okay. Preseason award picks. Let's start like down and go up. Like MVP last. Let's start with most improved. Who do you got for most improved this year?
Give
Give
me
me
your. I
your
want to hear
main pick and
your.
your
I want to
oh
hear
go
your
ahead.
main pick first.
My so I'm picking this based off what I think will happen, not necessarily who I mean, obviously we can't judge who like we think should win it because the season hasn't started, but I went with Amin Thompson.
Okay.
Yeah, I went with him. I think that um he's gonna like actually have a role on this team on this new iteration of the Rockets where last year I think they were kind of trying to figure out what he was or what kind of is he going to be more of our defender, is he going to be an offensive slasher. I think this year he's going to really have a this is what you do because Durant is like this this major chess piece that comes in and like everyone's gonna have to form around him a little bit. And now without a point guard, I think Thompson's gonna be handling the ball more. I think you might see a spike in his numbers, like him going to like 18, 6, and 7. Like I think because he's gonna have more ball handling duties, more passing duties. I think he's gonna be one of the best defensive players in the league. So I think there's a lot of eyes on him. So I think he'll emerge as that most improved.
Both of my picks for most improved. And most improved is more of like a wishful thinking, I guess, in a way, because it's probably the hardest to like anticipate the situation working out for somebody.
Yeah.
Uh, very wishful thinking, but I think Sarr is in a position to win most improved.
That's okay. I like it. I like it
And
because I had him as my dark horse for something else, but
okay,
I like that
so
pick.
the interesting thing to me, it's like, obviously I don't want to debate on what the Wizards are going to look like, but
Hmm.
you can't argue that there's now like veteran presence on the roster. There's
Yeah.
guys who know how to play, and there's
Yeah.
guys who could very easily help him clean up like a lot of the extra stuff he tries to do that he doesn't need it.
Hmm.
And they really could focus like his role on the team, because that's been the biggest
Yeah.
problem is like he has a lot of skill, but there's just like a level of randomness to him being on the court that's not good to any young player.
Yeah.
And now the roster is
Yeah.
built for the first time. The Wizards have a roster that it makes sense to develop young players.
Yeah. That's very good point. And I think that their spacing is going to be completely different now.
Yeah.
And he's not going to have to dribble as much. He's going to be able to cut more. The paint should be open more because you got Middleton, you got CJ McCollum as shooters, Kispert's still there. Like I agree. I think he has a really good shot. Really good shot. I could see something where I could see a major emergence for him. Um, I will say this before we keep going with the awards. This is one problem with the voting overall in the NBA awards, in my opinion, and I don't really think they can change it. But the truth is, all these awards are really 2-year awards. They award them in one season, but it really takes 2 years to win most of these awards
Mm-hmm.
because, like, you don't, no one can actually, like, I feel like Jordan Poole really proved that it takes 2 years to win these awards because his that breakout year he had where he didn't win most improved from being in the G League showed that like you have to come in the league and you have to be noticed, and then next year you'll have a chance to win
Yeah.
any of the awards. MVP is the same thing. Like a lot of times they vote for the MVP this year, but the person who was like really close to winning it that year ends up winning it the next year because people actually put them in the conversation. So you have to get in the conversation first a lot of times with these, even rookie of the year. Like
Dude, I'm
rookie
not
of the year
even.
never comes from someone that really is out of nowhere. It's like the top 5 picks who they thought was going to be a really good rookie ends up being rookie of the year.
I'm not even
What were you
there
going to say?
because the timeline problem, like that's later on. The immediate problem is like, what does it look like for a guy to like improve according to this award?
Mhm.
It's still like, are we just giving love to the star players because their numbers bump up, or are we actually looking for like who clearly got better, who's
Right.
elevated their status in the NBA? Like that's to me what most improved should be looking at. And a lot of the times
Yeah.
it's just like the biggest stat jump.
Yeah.
It's just like that's often not the guy who's improving a lot.
Right. Right.
But give me your dark
So
horse.
my dark horse really isn't that much of a dark horse because now like he has no choice but to like take over the offense more, and that's Andrew Nimhard. And
Interesting. Okay.
I say this because he did get eyes on him from the playoffs, and he was like a should he even be starting for most of the season? And in the playoffs, he emerges like, oh, he's like one of the peskiest defenders. He can score on people. And this year, he's going to be the starting point guard. It looks like. Uh, I I could see a scenario where he averages 10 assists on this team like right away. Averages 10 assists is probably the second or third leading scorer because he in the playoffs he was that for a lot of the games. Um, so the reason why I say it's a dark horse is because I don't think they'll give it to him because I think the Pacers will still be pretty bad. I mean, if he does do that, I think the Pacers have a good chance of still being bad. And I don't know. I think it's very possible, but I think Thompson is a better pick. So Nembhard is my dark horse.
My dark horse is similar reasoning actually. Uh,
Okay.
Scoot Henderson.
Oh, okay. I like it. I like it.
Similar situation where the star is gone.
Hmm.
The guy who was kind of the main point of the team was structured around what he did. The touches all went to him. Most of the decisions went to him. He's gone. So now
Yeah.
naturally that opens up. And interesting because I thought like Portland seemed pretty into Simons, like
Yeah.
for the future.
Yeah. I did too.
So to me, you would have had to have seen something you liked from Scoot Henderson to make the move they did.
Hmm.
And I think like he's in a position that if he had a good summer, if he's been developing his game, developing as a playmaker, getting more consistent on his shot,
Yeah.
like the opportunity is going to be there. The stat
Yeah.
jump is easy. The roll jump is going to be easy. The moment you start to show that you could do some of these things, this team has no expectations, so they're putting you as a starter easily, giving you the ball easily.
Yeah.
Like he's set up to succeed.
Yeah. He is. He is. I like that. Like that pick. I hope he does because he needs it.
I
Like he
just
needs
like
to have
with
a really good year.
he's the reason he's my dark horse because I just haven't seen enough from him that like I'm confident in it. The jump
Hmm.
with Sar, I realistically could see it, especially if the Wizards are better than I think. But with
Yeah.
Portland, it's going to be more random. His touches are going to be a little bit more random. The focus on like who's developing, I have no idea. So it's just more of a wild card.
And he's kind of tough because I can't really pinpoint what exactly needs to get better for him. It's like he needs like a very balanced increase in like he needs to be better, a little bit better at everything. Not
Yeah,
a lot better at anything because he's not really bad at anything, but it's like, hey, you need to be a little bit better of a shooter. You need to
more
find guys a little
consistent.
bit better, pick and rolls. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I think Drew Holiday, them I don't know how long they're going to keep Drew Holiday. I assume he's going to be like traded before the trade deadline, but him taking some defensive assignments away from him is going to be big. Like he just play. You really just have to play on offense because Drew's going to guard your guy on defense.
Yeah.
So yeah, so he is in a good spot. Okay, let's go to Coach of the Year.
You want me to start with this one?
Yeah, you start. You start.
Uh, my go-to pick, I think, is Ime Udoka.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
and just from the surface level, I think if Houston is good, he'll be the most responsible of all the coaches for like good teams, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like he'll have to work the most if his team is good.
Uh-huh.
Not and again, they changed the roster a lot. You saw
Yeah.
their shortcomings last year, and while the roster improved for them, like you still have to coordinate the chemistry to make it work.
Mhm.
And I think like this team is set up to be very good. This is a very good roster. Their expectations are high. But he's
Yeah.
shown me an ability to like players listen to him. Players buy into the things he says. Players buy into the style he preaches.
Yeah.
So again, I've said it when the KD trade happened. Like a lot of the reason for believing in this team is around what we've seen from Ime Udoka and how he's been able to
Mm-hmm.
figure out different situations, different rosters. His teams have always spent the season getting better.
Mm-hmm.
So that to me, it's like if they're a top 3 seed, how do you not look at him as a favorite?
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think the only thing that would be against him is that like he should have won it this past season. Like
Fair.
I'm not saying he should have, but I think that because they were so good this season, like you mentioned, which sucks about the voting,
Yeah.
like there won't be any that much of a drastic change coming this season. They'll be good. We think the roster is like changed enough for it to be a drastic change, but I think that they'll be like, well, they were like the third seed in the West last year, third seed in the West again. Like, I don't know.
Mhm.
I, but I do think he definitely should be considered. I really thought he had a really good chance. Uh, who ended up winning it last year?
It was Kenny, right?
Oh yeah, Atkinson. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
really thought he had a really good chance this past season too. Um, but I think it's definitely a good pick. Um, Mine is a coach we have criticized a lot. Excuse me. A coach neither of us actually like very much, and neither of us think is that great of a coach. But he's just in a really good position, and that's Quinn Snyder. Um, he's my number one pick because I think Atlanta is like in the perfect position to like be really good this year, especially with the teams that are probably going to be having a down year. Boston, Indiana, um, Milwaukee, probably some other teams in the East are going to have a low year. I think Atlanta's going to be one of those teams that you'll actually be able to really see the changes, whether it's their defense is going to be different. I think Trey's a statistical beast no matter what, but I think incorporating some of the new guys, I think Dyson Daniels emerging on as an offensive player, Porzingis, I think they're going to have a lot more floor spreading than they used to. I think they're actually going to have to play differently this year. So, because now they're finally healthy with Jalen Johnson back. So I think if they end up being good, it'll definitely reflect on Quinn Snyder. Not saying not saying I feel that way, but I think that's how the voters would feel.
I can see that. I have no faith in Atlanta to like be good enough, but if they are, for sure, I could see it.
Yeah. Who's your dark horse?
A team you mentioned that's probably going to fall off, Rick Carlisle.
Okay, I like it.
I
Good pick.
think
I thought
like
about it.
it's easy to say Indiana's fallen off, but
Yeah.
the roster is still packed.
Roster's
Like
still good.
I think the culture they've established, to me, like they have so much talent. Missing players doesn't really affect them for the regular season.
Hmm.
Obviously, Halliburton not being there, they're not really like a serious playoff contender. But I don't really
Hmm.
doubt their ability to go through the season and win 45 and 55 games.
Between 45 and 55 games?
Yeah,
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
because again, the culture's there, the roster's there. To me, a lot of the teams that like get this close, to me, should have an ability to lock in for the next season. And I think with Halliburton gone, a lot of these guys are in a position to validate themselves like, yo, this wasn't like a fluke run. This wasn't like because of our star player or because of our good coach. Like Matherin's in a position to get way better. Nebhard, like you
Hmm.
talked about, is in a position to be way better. Siakam just had his best playoff run. I don't think he's slowing down. I
Hmm.
mean, every one of their bench players has a lot of upside.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not. TJ McConnell doesn't have upside. you know he's going to be out there playing harder than everybody else.
Yeah, they either have upside or they're consistent. Like
Yeah.
Neesmith is, I don't think his upside is all that high, but he's definitely consistent with what he
So to
does.
me, if they're bad, if anything, if they're bad, I think it's a extra worse look for Carlisle
Hmm.
because I just can't. I don't really visualize this team falling off because they're going to play exactly the same,
Yeah,
and they
I
have the
think
talent to.
I think Turner makes them play more different than Halliburton does. I mean, I
The
get why
defense without
people
Turner is tough. I will admit.
the defense and the floor spreading because I mean he was hitting threes last year as a center. Like he had the paint wide open. Yeah, I mean they destroyed Cleveland because Jared Allen had to leave the paint every time to go chase
Yeah.
him. And there's really maybe 2 or 3 bigs in the league that are like that, maybe 4. Um, but other than that, I think they just replace him with a smaller guy. I mean, Toppin
Like
as a
Obi playing more
small ball
minutes,
big.
that's a W. Like that's only a good thing
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah, he's another one that is going to emerge as a with more responsibility, more shots. I think he's going to be a lot better too. Yeah. Their whole team is up for most improved player
Most improved,
actually.
yeah. Because again, and
Yeah.
you can visualize it because the culture and the play style is so like it's almost inviting. Like you want to play with these guys because they pass it so much. They find each other so well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Um that was your dark horse, right? So I got my
Yeah.
dark horse. I had 2 dark horses for this.
Okay.
Um my the dark horse I really am picking is Jamal Mosley from Orlando. I think Orlando is in a good position to get the number 1 seed in the East. I'm saying that for those listening, you heard it here first. I actually do believe Orlando will have the number 1 seed in the East, and I won't be shocked, but it'll be in large part because they made some pretty good moves in the offseason, getting Bain while keeping most of their like good players. I mean, they really only lost KCP, Cole Anthony, who, you know, are replaceable for the most part. Um, their roster is stacked. They're all young. For the most part, they're healthy, a healthy set of guys, other than what's my man's name from Gonzaga? Suggs. Other than Suggs,
Oh yeah.
who gets hurt all the time. Everybody else is really healthy. I think they have a really good chance to really establish their culture that they were building these last 2 years, and I think it's been in a large part to him. I mean, for a team this young to look this good and to challenge teams like they do, especially in the playoffs, um, I think he's going to get a lot of credit for that, and he deserves it. He deserves it. But I think they're slated to make a big impact this season. Like I think I wouldn't be surprised if they had like a couple like 15 game winning streaks
Yeah, and
this season.
I'm getting the more I've thought about it since they made the move, like I'm more and more eager to see how Bane looks
Yeah.
because like to be honest, a lot most of their guys get buckets inside out.
Hmm.
And Bane is a guy who could like get straight perimeter buckets.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
been their playoff Achilles heel where there's really no like balance to how they generate shots, no balance to who they could feed. Now they
Yeah.
alleviate some of those issues. I think I completely agree, man. I think Jamal Mosley is going to be cooking up with this team.
Yeah. And they've never had a perimeter like big shot maker. Like in the
Yes.
towards the end of the games, is Paolo having to bring it up, go 1-on-1 from the 3-point line. Now
Yeah.
you have Bane being able to kind of make a play. If it's not there, they have a elite post guy, an elite high post guy in Franz. They just have way more options with him. I think that I think Mosley's definitely on the coach of the year watch.
Hmm.
Okay. This is probably a quick one. Let's do rookie of the year. So who's your dark horse?
Trey
Is your
Jones.
is your who is it?
was thinking DC.
What's his name?
Jones, Trey Jones.
Oh, where did he go to school? Texas?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I like him. I like him. I forgot his name, but I like
A
him.
volume shot taker.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
translates to the league so well.
He's your dark horse, right?
Yeah.
Is your main pick obvious?
Mm-hmm.
Is Flag?
Yeah.
Okay. We don't even have to. I'll just say
It's
in the
just
preseason, I was blown away. Like I wasn't a pure Flag. I wasn't a major Flag believer until these preseason games where he's scoring so easily. He's catching lobs. He's throwing lobs. He's blocking shots. He's stripping guys. He's just is all over the place. Like
oh,
it-
he's been that's where it's like he's gonna pack the stat sheet.
he is. He is.
He's gonna be packing
He
it. And
is.
Jason Kidd has already talked about like giving him more responsibility than he needs.
He started at the one last game.
Yeah, bro. That's the thing. Like, kid, there's a lot of like mad scientist type of coaching that I'm always like
Yeah.
skeptical about. With Kid, especially with a point guard, like and developing as a playmaker, like
Yeah.
this basketball perfection.
I've always liked it. I've always liked his point guard developing. I've always liked his mad scientist stuff. I mean, he even had like for 1 year, he had Bledsoe looking like a
Yeah.
good point guard for one
Yes.
year. And then as soon as he was gone, that went away. So
And it's just so much
yeah.
room. Like Flag, you could easily picture him getting 10 to 15 assists. You could easily picture him dominating a defensive assignment. A
Yeah.
30 piece, easy. He's going to be on the boards helping guys out. Like he's just going to be everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I could easily see him getting triple doubles. Like the Draymond kind where it's just like he had to get his last point in the fourth quarter, but he had 10 assists, 10 rebounds already. Like he can just affect the game in so many ways. So many
Dallas,
ways.
it's hard to predict what we're getting from Dallas, but I think everybody else is looking at Dallas like, holy shit, if these guys are healthy, if they figure it out,
Yeah.
like we're
Ky-
gonna have a problem here.
Kyrie is the scariest player in the league this year. Just
Oh,
because him coming back, like you better beat Dallas now. Cause if he comes back like good, he's already had injuries like this. So he knows how
yeah.
to rehab. He knows how to come back. He's come back better every single time. It, they're gonna be tough, man.
And
And their bench,
Kyrie was like at his apex, by the way, and not because of like a just because of how comfortable he was in Dallas.
yeah,
So if anything, like he's pushing the rehab, he's busting his ass to get back and help this team compete. There's so much
yeah.
talent here.
And their bench is just like just as good. Like
Stacked.
Najee looked amazing last year. I mean, Najee is a dark. I mean, he won't win it now, but most improved player like Najee has those options. If they use him enough, he
Yeah.
could win it too. But they have PJ Washington. They still have all the bigs, which is a crime that the Lakers let them keep all those bigs. But they're going to be tough. They're going to be super tough. Uh, my dark horse is Ace Bailey. Um, Mainly just because I think he, out of all the rookies that I've seen, is gonna have like the most opportunities to try to emerge as the best or second best player on the team. I mean, Markkinen will probably be the best player on the team, but Markkinen is kind of inconsistent when it comes to like looking like the best player on the floor. There's some games he looks like like Magic Johnson, and then there's some games where he just looks like some European kid that doesn't really he looks stiff. He has hard time scoring when there's mismatches, when he doesn't have the mismatch. I mean, uh and I think Ace Bailey is kind of slated to be this mismatch for them, this big guard, this athletic wing. I saw a little bit of the preseason clips. He's explosive. He doesn't he goes at anybody he doesn't think can check him. If you're undersized, he's going at you. And he came in with this chip on his shoulder of like, not wanting to work out with teams. And I just think he has this aura around him that I could see him like randomly giving LeBron 30,
Yeah.
like, or going at Giannis for a game, like just going head to head at somebody like that. Because Utah sucks. And they still might lose by 40 every game, but I think he'll um have really, really good scoring numbers. I think he'll be someone that teams very early realize is a dangerous scorer. Uh,
There's
yeah,
just
but
one name comes up to me that I'm like that affects Ace's ability to go off, I think. And
uh-huh.
it's Keontae George.
He's a bucket,
That
and
and
he doesn't
that's kind of
pass.
weird because I couldn't agree. Like Utah is trash, but
Yeah,
he's really good, and I honestly don't know how good.
yeah,
And like a lot of his upside is like, bro, he's gotten double digit assists on this team a lot.
yeah.
This team sometimes he doesn't shoot a lot and could get off. Sometimes he's a volume shooter and gets off. So
Mm-hmm.
again, it's they kind of so the last like year or two have been waiting for him to emerge.
Yeah.
And I think he's kind of primed. If Utah isn't horrible, which I don't know that they won't be, but maybe
Mm-hmm.
Keontae's got to be the driving force of that.
I agree. He, I think Bailey and Markkanen are 100% going to be good. How good Keontae is will determine how good their win loss record is.
Yeah, and he's kind of
Yeah.
been really high, really low.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, like he can even it out a little bit, and maybe if there's a steadiness to what he's doing, maybe then like Ace could develop off of that.
Yeah.
But Utah is just like it's so fucking random over there. I don't trust anything about their development.
They kind of remind me of this is like really old for our young listeners, but when Nash and Dirk were together and then Josh Howard came and like Nash left and Josh Howard came, like Ace Bailey kind of reminds me of the Josh Howard of this team. Where it's like I'm not really sure if Ace Bailey is going to be bad at anything because he just looks so complete as a player, but maybe it's just not room for the Keontae and Markkanen experiment to stay together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which we'll have to see probably in the next 2 years. Like I think they'll have to make that decision within 2 years. Um, People are even saying Markin is not even going to be on there by the end of the season because they'll just keep going younger and younger. But I like what they're building. I like what Hardy's building. I like their core. I like Kessler. I think their starting five actually will be pretty good, but their depth
They
is just
they have a level of
horrific.
confidence I really like, and
Yeah.
I can't explain it. Like a lot of the other bad teams, just like off the top of my head, like they don't really look confident like Utah does a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's hard to even
Who?
pinpoint like an exact reason for that. I mean, there's a number of things, but just like one thing I do like is guys come into Utah and there's not a discouragement to like I don't know how I'm going to fit. I don't know how I'm going to contribute. Like no, you will find a spot. You will get a chance.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to see if they finally put it together. I feel like the last
Yeah.
couple years we've liked the bones, but they haven't put it together.
Yeah. And they're also
Since Hardy
really,
got
really
there, though.
big. They're also really big. Like their defensive lineup, I think people, maybe haven't mentioned it much, but they have. I mean, Kevin Love's probably not going to play. They'll probably just waive kneeing at some point. They got Oscar. I forgot how to say his last name. From I think he went to Kentucky a couple years ago. Player of the year at Kentucky. But they got Nurkic this year. They got Kessler. Nurkic is 6'11". Kessler's 7'2". Ace Bailey's 6'9". They have Filipowski, who's a 7-footer. They have Markkanen, who's 7'1".
Forgot
Like
about
they have
Filipowski.
They got Slow Mo is there, 6'9". They got Taylor Hendricks is 6'9", who is just coming back from injury but looked really good as a rookie. Like, and they have Mo Bamba. Like they have like 6 7 footers on their team.
Yeah.
6 or 7. Did I mention like Cody Williams? Jalen Williams' brother is 6'8", and he's a guard. Like Steve Mikhail's probably not going to play, but Bryce Sensabaugh is a guard. He's 6'6". Like they don't have anyone under 6'4" on this roster. So like it's just kind of, I think that's kind of interesting. I think they have a high ceiling when it comes to their defense also, and their rebounding. But it all is going to matter how they put the ball in the basket, and that's George and Bailey this year, I think. Because I think Markkinen is good, but I feel like a lot of the good defenders have kind of figured Markkinen out a little bit in the league, in the NBA.
I think this is the first year where we really got to look at Utah's coaching. Like he's established a foundation that you and I both like.
Yeah.
But now it's like we have to see the upside, like we saw with Houston, not this past year, but the year before.
Yeah, I agree.
Where like maybe it's just a month of like, whoa, like you're playing way better than we thought. But something to like get me excited moving forward.
They remind me a little bit of Portland when Dame first got there.
Yeah.
Like when Dame first got drafted, and like LaMarcus was the guy, and they kind of had a bunch of just like random, like, weird other guys on the Rudy Fernandez and all these random dudes out there, and then Dame finally came and emerged. CJ came, emerged, and like they really had a team. But yeah, anyway. Okay. Where are we at? Defensive player of the year. I'll go first on this one. Wemby is my main pick. I just don't. Too. Yeah, it's just because they value blocks more, like big men more, and Wemby's like he just changes how you play. Like he changes every team's offense just by being on the floor. I don't really have a whole deep dive. They just, every time I've seen him, it just looked like the offense didn't know what to do. They couldn't drive. They couldn't make certain passes. And a lot of times the pick and roll, he just stops the pick and roll because he's so big. He can guard two guys on the pick and roll at the same time.
Bro, and he's, to be honest with you, I really thought he'd go the KD route of like body development, where he'll really focus on the skill. It'll really like, I gotta get all the perimeter stuff figured out.
Yeah.
This is his first like real off season. He bulked up immediately.
He's taking the AD route.
The AD, the Giannis route, like he's bulking up right away.
Yeah.
And that to me, like, I mean, he's already a fucking alien.
And you know what's going to make his defensive player of the year case scary is that most of the time, defensive player of the year, just like their presence is just on defense, but he turns his defense like right into offense. Like a lot of times his blocks go right into fast breaks.
Yep.
Like you'll be able to track his blocks and his steals by the points that they turn out to be on the other end. One, because he has Fox, the fastest player in the league. And two, because he runs the floor so well. Like he gets out. Like the other night he got a steal and they gave it right back to him and he went and made the play. Like, so yeah, he's the clear defensive player of the year favorite. So who's your dark horse?
Good point you mentioned about the blocks being very valued. Miles Turner, believe it or not.
Okay. I like that. I like that.
One big thing is I've been watching the Bucs the last few years, and I've imagined how much better they'd look with a mobile center.
Yes.
And it's not that, like, laterally, Turner actually isn't that much of an improvement over Brook Lopez.
Yeah.
but the energy with which Miles seeks to block shots,
Hmm.
Brooke hasn't had that in his life.
Yeah.
Like Brooke is just like a naturally talented shot blocker. He's not. I really don't think he's ever been committed to it.
No, yeah. And he gets blocks because he's tall
And
and
now
people
like
challenge him.
the Bucs play like a defense where it's very like you're kind of setting up your big man to be the anchor and the work like the floor general of your defense.
Hmm.
And now you finally have a guy that it makes sense to do that.
Hmm.
Like that to me, it's like, why the fuck are you playing drop coverage? You're setting up Brooke Lopez to just get torched. Like
Hmm.
kind of funneling players to Miles Turner is a good defensive strategy to me.
It is, and as long as you're not like outside the 3-point line, Miles Turner is hard to get around too. Like a
Yes.
lot of times he gets those switches. If you get the switch just like maybe just top of the key or just outside of the paint, you're not really going to get by him easily.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
kind of the baseline for me. It's like, can you stay in front on the hezzy, on the stop and go, and that like that's good enough for me.
Yeah, and a lot of times he recovers very well. He gets guys that get by him. He gets them on the glass. Like
Yeah.
he's just a really good defender, high IQ defender. Good pick. I didn't even think about him. Very good pick. So I went the other way. I did say blocks get the most love when it comes to this award, but I went with Dyson Daniels. Earlier, I think that the two it is a 2-year award. And I think that if Dyson Daniels comes back this year and he doesn't even have to lead the league in steals again, if he's really high in steals, is still like an elite defender, I think that the voters will just like have to be compelled to give him a chance. Especially because I do think Atlanta's going to be good. Like I mentioned earlier, I think there's going to be more eyes on Atlanta when they start beating these really good teams. I think Dyson's going to have a big part of that, and
And
I think he has a really
I
good
think when
chance.
you do it for a second year, you kind of validate that that's who you are. And
Yeah,
that to me, it's like a by default culture establisher where
yeah,
like now that guys see like, yo, Dyson is like this guy, like he competes this hard on defense. Like I'm right there.
yeah, yep, yep. Okay, last one, MVP. Who's your number one?
Again, Wemby is such an easy answer. I didn't even take it because it's just too easy.
Okay,
I'll
yeah,
say with the changes the Nuggets have made, I think Jokic is too easy of a pick.
I agree.
Um, and to me, so I thought about it. I wanted to pick somebody who's realistic, but it's a challenge.
Hmm.
Anthony Edwards.
I did too. Yeah, he's actually my dark horse, but yeah, I went with
To
Edwards for the
me,
same reason.
and I think the perspective I actually like more if I thought about it as a dark horse. But to
Hmm.
me, he's like putting him on a pedestal to where like it's dude, you're too fucking good not to emerge as the face of the league.
Yeah,
And to me, like dominating a season start to finish with your team not going through like yeah they'll slip for a few games but they can't slip for weeks, they can't slip for a month.
yeah,
And to me he's all they need for that not to happen. If he's playing consistent, if he's constantly in attack mode and not like to prove his game, like just attack,
yeah,
I think he's in a position to the stats are going to be there. He's obviously the dominating driving force of the team. Like I think him winning MVP for a bigger point could actually convince us to believe in the Wolves going into the playoffs.
yeah. I agree. I think in my mind, there's no question he's going to lead the league in scoring this year because one thing from him that I have noticed that I don't think we give him enough credit for is how much he's learned every year. Like honestly, he's went from okay, he's probably the best like as a rookie, probably the best athlete in the league. Next year, oh, he actually can handle the ball pretty well too. The next year,
Mhm.
he's leading the league in threes.
Mhm.
The next year, like I mean, and he has probably the best footwork of any guard in the league. Like, does anyone have a better pivot footwork? Like he's like added Kobe level footwork to his game. I just think this past season, um, with Randall, this past season and the season before with their loss in the conference finals, I think he's learning what it takes to beat them, and he's like processing that in a different way because like he completely dismantled Denver that same year that they lost in
Yeah.
the conference finals. And then this past year, like for every moment you thought the Warriors could compete with him without Steph, he like put all of that to rest single-handedly. Um and he I mean in the last series he basically seemed like he had to do it by himself, but he I just think he's going to learn something new this year and he's going to show us something different. And I would be shocked if he didn't go for MVP, honestly.
Yeah.
I think that should be like his goal. I mean, championship should be his goal because I do think he's a team player. But in the back of his mind, I think he's going to go out every night and say, I'm the best player on the floor. I think he knows there's guys that can't guard him. I think he processes team's defense just like LeBron does, especially after that bad, what was it? Uh, oh, the conference finals loss when the Mavericks double teamed him and basically took all of the offense away. I think the next season he showed that he can get double teams and figure it out. He showed he could
Yeah.
pass the ball. He showed he can spread the floor. So I think this series is going to show us more. I think he's going to be probably higher in assists. Unfortunately, I do think the voters take stats into account probably a little bit too much, in my opinion, because I think it does lead to some kind of stat chasing. But when it comes to like who actually is going to be the most valuable player on the court all the time, I think it's going to be Anthony Edwards. Yeah.
And I'm my most interesting thing for me, like similar to when LeBron and Wade after that first year learned like it can't be 1A, 1B.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm a little bit of wishful thinking, but like I'm trusting that Randall and Ant see that it can't be 1A, 1B.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be like this effort to dominate like at the same level and maybe one goes above. Like, no, this is Anthony Edwards' team. Everything that happens is lives and dies through Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
And that to me, like
I
Randall specifically could take a small back seat. It's not like a big step back, but a small back seat of like how much he hunts shots, the quality of his shots improves a little bit. He's a little bit more eager to be a role player.
mm-hmm.
Like I just we see flashes of these things in the playoffs, but to me, like I need it more consistently.
And I'd really like to see him like be a passer this year. I mean, I know that's
That's
not
the
like
thing.
what teams
Like
want him to
the
be.
playoffs, it was kind of the first time he showed that that's something if you force him to do, he could do it.
Yeah, I was thinking in my mind. I even looked up some highlights. Has Does Randall have any like highlight assists to Edwards? Like any? I really
No,
couldn't find
no.
anything. So like that's something that I think they'll have to add to their game where even if it's a Randall top of the key backdoor cut, like John Wall cut for Anthony Edwards on the baseline, like something like that, where Randall uses his floor spreading to get Ant some shots instead of
Yeah.
just using his floor spreading just to be able to use his quickness on bigger guys. So that's something definitely going to keep definitely going to keep my eye on. So that was your main. He was your main one.
Yeah.
Who's your dark horse?
Did you say your dark horse yet?
Ant was my dark horse.
Oh, and who was your man?
SGA. I think SGA is gonna repeat. I hate to say it. Um, I think it's gonna be a statistical thing. I think he's probably still gonna be top 3 in scoring. I think OKC is still gonna have like a really, really, really good record, and I think he'll just be the best player on the best team. And I don't know. I think that's probably gonna get him votes again. I hate to, like I sound solemn saying this because I want Anthony Edwards. I think that'll be more exciting, but I think it'll be a boring SGA win.
It's tough because, like, for the dark horse, I wanted to pick somebody that's realistic enough, but it's obviously a very difficult uh, journey to get there.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown,
Wow. Okay.
and
All right.
I have
I'm
more
listening.
confidence in Carlisle like keeping Indiana good than I do Boston not falling off without Tatum. To be fair,
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
it's hard. I don't really imagine Boston being good enough for him to like genuinely be in the conversation.
Yeah.
But I just think without Tatum, we get a full season of like clear cut. What what is Jaylen Brown capable of on offense and defense?
Yeah.
Like we've kind of always had an idea, but we've because of them as a tandem, we haven't really gotten to see it.
Yep.
Now, kind of a perfect situation for them is they could see really like truly what Jaylen Brown's apex is. And where I am a little confident that he could go for it is Boston doesn't have high expectations this year.
Yeah.
So, like, Jaylen, you want to take more shots? Feel free. You want to like take the
Hmm.
defensive assignments a little bit more consistently? Say less.
Hmm.
I think he could see that if Boston is good this year, he's going to get a lot of credit for that.
Yeah.
And I don't like again they have a good culture, good coach. They're not really set up to fall off.
Yeah.
If he's a key part to why they're playing good basketball, I think he'll get votes. It's hard for me to picture the stats.
Yeah. I agree. I think he could be a good steady. I think his steadiness could give them a chance. Like I could see him like never getting under 25 this season or
That's where like that's kind of the last thing we haven't seen from him.
right, right. And I do think that could be a really good sign for them going into next season. And if they do maintain the top 4 seed, I definitely think he'll be someone they look at. I think Missoula will get a lot of credit. I also think Simons is kind of like a dark horse most improved player candidate because I think he could like actually emerge as like a winning player for once because he's always been on a team that sucks his whole
Sucks.
career.
Hmm.
And I mean, even when it was him and Dame, like Dame was hurt all the time. So I do think he could, if he like averages 18 and the team is like in the top 3 seed, I think people will be like, whoa, is Simons an all star this year?
I mean, bro,
You
he
know what I mean?
plays.
Like,
Yeah, and he plays with a guy like when you think of winning basketball in the NBA, this guy's probably one of the first names that comes to your mind. Is Derek White. Like
yes.
just the leadership there. It's even if White isn't maybe the most vocal guy or like the strongest personality guy, he plays every aspect of basketball the right way that Simons
He
will
does.
learn by default.
Yep. Yep.
And he like
And he'll
genuinely
eat
in Portland,
by
he
default.
hasn't had that.
Yeah. He hasn't had structure. And this team does have structure, even though it's ugly at times. They definitely have structure. Yeah, I think everyone on this team next year is in the running for all the awards. Like I think um Simons probably could win most improved next year. I don't think he will this year, but I think next year he could. I think Boucher is in a position to win like a defensive like all defense, second team all defense, and he's hitting the three. Like I think they have a lot of. I think that they have a brighter future with this current team than people are giving them credit for.
Mm-hmm.
And I unfortunately think Tatum is going to come and just ruin all that. But we'll talk about that
That's
another
just
day.
wild. He's rushing back. This team is
Like,
set
no,
up
well,
for the year without him, like pretty well, and he's like, "Dude, I gotta get back, guys. Like, I gotta fucking get back out here."
Like, no, we don't miss you. We're okay. Like, we're good. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. All right. That's our preseason picks. That's all I got for today. You have anything else?
I mean, shout out to a phenomenal WNBA playoffs.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we didn't talk about that. Oh, let's talk about that more next pod, because I have a lot more to say, especially for the college season coming up too. But shout out to Asia Wilson. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you for listening as always. Subscribe to us, follow us, all that good stuff, and we'll see you guys next time.
Listen.